Deadbolt, Don Peoples. Let's talk about it. So yeah, man, we got to get into it. Y'all know what it is, man. I know y'all witnessed the epic, not so epic battle last night with the Verzuz between the Lox, Lox, D Block, and Dipset, Diplomats. Definitely was built up to be one of the best versus battles. And it definitely delivered on that promise, but only on certain aspects. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, one of the things that it definitely delivered was the New York grittiness, the atmosphere, Madison Square Garden, just the birth of hip hop, right? You know what I mean? So it definitely hit on that level. I was, as soon as I tuned in, I felt the energy. They had the stage set up like battle rap style. I definitely was feeling the whole build up to the event. Dipset, one of my favorite groups coming up. You know what I mean? What Cameron brought to the game, you know what I'm saying, as far as the style, everything but the pink. Some niggas got with it, but everything but the pink for me. But, just the style and everything that they were able to embody and bring to the situation. And then, you had the Lox, which was just, for me, was just straight bars, really exposing the grittiness and the toughness of New York, but also just hip hop, bar for bar. Coming up in that era, you wanted to rhyme like Jada. Like, Jada had those punches, those bars, that it just couldn't be duplicated. So last night I was really ready for it. I felt like both of the cliques, especially Dipset, had they run. Now the Lox I always felt like were underrated. And we're going to get into why I think that really played into it, because they really wanted to show the people that. Because they always was looked at as underrated due to messed up deals and just a slew of other things. Never really got the shine that they should have. But what the Lox was able to do was the Lox was able to not only expose Dipset for being an in-the-moment rap group, but also just exposing bubblegum trendy hip hop in general. What we witnessed last night, people, was a bar assassination. The Lox was able to hold their own all the way around when it came to performance, as far as being winded, being ready for the battle, throwing the first punches, really establishing an intimidation factor over Dipset and letting them know that they're the forefathers of this. You know what I'm saying? Especially New York gritty, grimy rap. The Lox came out in I think like 96 officially, but was formed in like 94. So, they definitely was like a decade before Dipset. And what they showed was versatility, right? Like the Lox was able to hit you with, the gritty shit, the street shit that all the real dudes love. And then they also had the tracks like All About the Benjamins and, Knock Yourself Out, and the Mariah Carey song and the J-Lo song and commercial hits too. It really showed their versatility within the game. But they were always respected for their street hardcore lyrics, especially Styles and Jada. And what got exposed for me was looking at Dipset and really seeing defeated spirits. Knowing that their songs just did not match up. We needed the real Killer Cam to step out. See, we got the flea game or whatever he going with now, Cam. We ain't get the Killer Cam, Killer Season Cam. You dig what I'm saying? $8 million worth of jewels on Cam. We ain't get that Cam. Cam is a braggadocious character. You feel what I'm saying? So if Cam ain't up bread wise, you know what I'm saying? It's not him. He can't really get into character. So he really wasn't able to get into character. I'm not saying Cam's broke by no means, but this ain't the same Cam from the early 2000s when he was Killer Cam. You know what I'm saying? Like them bars don't hit the same when you ain't Killer Cam spitting them bars. You know what I mean? And that's really who they needed to show up. See, Jadakiss showed up. Jadakiss was ice, like, because Jada was always the ice one out the clique. So Jada was iced out, you know what I'm saying? Boom, he pulled out the little knot. And I noticed that when he pulled out the bread and ain't nobody in Dipset pull out no money. And, he talking about niggas with fake jewels and all this is crazy. You really didn't hear no chatter back and forth when that was being talked about or where he pulled the bread out. So that's when I knew psychologically the Lox was in their head. And that's what they was doing. They was just getting in their head the whole time. And as they was pulling out, they songs, they just wasn't hitting the same. The Dipset songs really wasn't hitting for me. And it really wasn't even about them lip singing it. It just go to show that timeless music. Jadakiss and the Lox made timeless music. I mean, a lot of those songs, man, you could have played today. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those songs was banging out today. It's like the Dipset catalog ain't long enough to deal with the Lox. And, I think we got to really call Jadakiss the GOAT of Verzuz. Because remember, he destroyed Fabulous. And Fabulous is one of my, top 15 lyricists, top 10 in some cases, lyricists of all time in the mainstream game. So what Jada was able to do was dominate the moment because he's a real hip hop artist. He graces the stage. He knows all his lyrics. He was even singing his group members' lyrics. You know what I'm saying? He really put Dipset to shame. They were able to show how a group is supposed to grow and come into their bag. Like, the Lox didn't look all childish and like they was trying to fit in. Like, they really looked their style. Like, when you looked at Dipset, especially Jewels, he looked like, he was trying to go back to that Dipset glory. And Jim Jones looked like he was trying to take it all the way back past that with the leathers and, all that. I just really think they really got exposed just on the lines of just being on some corny, like where I ain't trying to be when I get in my mid-40s type thing. Like really, Cam was cool, but Freaky was doing a little too much. Definitely got exposed for getting a free check for all these years because he didn't do nothing but just gyrate all over the stage. Jewels, you could tell, man, he ain't the Jewels from back then. I mean, a lot of rap is bravado, right? And a lot of these groups, a lot of these dudes who are out now, their raps are cool, their music is cool, but it's back with a lot of bravado. It's back with a lot of arrogance. I got the bread and you don't type of mentality. And when your shit get old and you was in a bad deal or your bread ain't pumping no more, and then you try to do something like a Verzuz when you coming back out, now that same music ain't hitting the same because it was made under the wrong pretense. You dig? The Lox, man, they just knew that they was the shit because they had bars. And shout out to Sheek Luce. Like I had to get appreciation for him too. You feel me? Because you forget that he, put out music, had a project, and as a whole, it's like we were reminded yesterday about real hip hop and how real hip hop will always be respected and always be timeless. And, shout out to Dipset. They had their moment, but you could tell that their moment really didn't transition until now. And then also they could have put a little bit more effort into it. You dig? Like they didn't really put no effort. They didn't know their rhymes. They really thought that they could just come in and, we Dipset, so everybody gonna rock. Nah, y'all looked goofy. Jim then fell off the stage. Cam, you wasn't Killer. You know, Jewels, I didn't know if he had his teeth in or not. And Freaky, you freaky for real. Like, you like a nigga like, yo, I ain't fucking with him, man. He freaky. You know, so that's what I really got out of it, man. Like, I really got timeless hip hop music. You know what I'm saying? And I got in the moment hip hop music. And you could just tell which one is always gonna win. Because real lyrics don't give a fuck about what you driving, how much money you got. You know what I'm saying? You know, what you dress like, what girl you hitting on. Real lyrics, real rap, that it's all about bars. It's always gonna come back to the bars. And with Cam being the quote unquote bar man in the set, you would have thought that he would have threw out some of his old freestyles. You know, they just really weren't prepared for what the Lox was able to do. So I really think the Lox Expose Dipset, that showing that, man, y'all really ain't never rock with each other. Man, y'all really wasn't about this hip hop life for real. And then they also exposed that, hey, for all the ones that's out there making timeless music, like J. Cole, like Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? Drake. A lot of these dudes will be able to come back 10, 20 years from now and do a Verzuz, and their music will be timeless. And then you would think about somebody like a Lil Uzi Vert. Man, is you really gonna want to hear that? Come on. 20 years from now, you ain't gonna be rocking with that. This is the sound gonna irritate you, you dig? So I think what the Lox exposed was that, one, Dipset was in the moment rap group. They really don't have timeless music. And that a lot of artists who modeled the wave after Dipset, because the game didn't model itself after the Lox. The game modeled itself after Dipset. The flash, the money, the cars, the girls, the gang banging. You know what I'm saying? The game modeled itself and morphed from the Dipset era. You dig? So I hope all the rappers coming up take note, because y'all music gonna be the same way. Y'all gonna come do a Verzuz and y'all gonna look like trash. The music gonna be trash. All the imagery, because you think about it, man, Cam used to walk around with Big Boy Ice, riding the whips. I'm not saying Cam broke. I'm not trying to ride my man like he broke. I know he getting his royalties and just different things, but that just gives you the look to look comfortable. You feel me? To be comfortable going, you know, into your twilight. But when you make I'm a boss music and I'm that dude, I'm dripped out, you know, I'm rocking all this Big Boy Ice, you know, you got to have that persona now, you know, because when you don't and you couldn't morph into Killer Cam, it just wasn't a good look for you. You know, it really wasn't a good look. But y'all get in the comment box, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Obviously, we all know the Lox destroyed Dipset. But I want y'all to let me know, do y'all think that the Lox exposed Dipset for being the in the moment group and also expose all the other bubblegum older groups when they get older that are young now? Just expose that whole wave of hip hop. I just want to know what y'all think about that, man. Y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notifications, man, so y'all can tap in every time I drop a video, man. Y'all know we going in. It's your boy Don Peoples. Deadbolt. Gone.